Guys, good evening. Time now 7:31 as we continue to track some isolated severe weather in the area. This particular warning is for areas like Lexington and especially those of us just to the north and east of Lexington. You see the worst of this storm, unfortunately, is going to be traveling very close to Interstate 81. We'll go ahead and take the warning off of here so we can kind of declutter the image a little bit, and you can see some of the hail and some of the lightning that is associated with this current storm. We'll see if there's any kind of available track for this, and there you see right there. So we're looking at some of these communities that will be impacted here in the next few minutes. This is moving to the east and northeast at about 20 miles per hour. The hail doesn't look to be overly large, but it still could be a little bit of a nuisance for us. But just wanted to get some of the storm details on there for you guys. We'll get a little bit of an analysis here on radar and see if there's anything that's really spinning. I don't think that's going to be the case with this, but yeah, there's not a whole lot of shear with that. Looking at some of our 1 hour hail, and it does appear as though that is going to be a possibility for us right over Lexington. In fact, let's go ahead and query that. So you see all the lightning. That's an indicator that we're getting into the cold part of the storm. So those darker purples on the hail tracker for us indicating that it's at least possible that we see some hail, but at the moment doesn't look like it's anything overly large. We have seen that in other parts of the area. In fact, that's been a problem for us in Amherst and in Nelson counties. This storm is moving to the east and northeast into parts of northern Amherst and Nelson counties. In fact, we'll go ahead into that part of the area where we can see some of our storm reports have populated there. And in fact, we'll see if we can bring those up in a little better detail for you. So again, this has been in parts of Amherst and Nelson counties where these reports have shown anywhere from quarter size to at times ping pong ball sized hail. This was earlier in the evening, and definitely a sign of what these storms can do in this kind of environment with just how warm and humid it has been over the course of the past several hours. So we'll zoom out the view a little bit more and we'll bring you into Appomattox County, which has just been getting hammered here, especially the southern half of the county. And once again, you see just the sheer amount of lightning. There's probably going to be some power outages with that. In fact, let's go ahead and zoom in again. We got a bad zoom on that one. And again, this is the southern half of Appomattox County, where we also have another severe thunderstorm warning. We'll bring that up for you here and also kind of declutter the image. So let's go ahead and take that off. We'll zoom out just a little bit more, and we'll see that warning is in effect until about 8:30. So again, the southern half of Appomattox County getting lit up right now. In fact, we'll go ahead and show you the amount of lightning that we've seen over the past 10 minutes. Looks like more than 400 lightning strikes. So unfortunately, there could be, in addition to some power outages, the possibility of some hail as well. So once again, what we'll do is kind of declutter the image here so we can do a deeper investigation of this storm, and we can kind of pick out this all-in-one storm report. And I'm going to pick out this one right here. It was kind of detecting another storm. So areas like Appomattox could see this within the next 15 to 20 minutes, at least the worst part of this storm. Evergreen, Appomattox Courthouse within the next 20 to 22 minutes as well. And there you see there's the possibility of some quarter-sized hail. This particular analysis is showing about a 50% chance of that happening, but 100% chance of hail as we're getting about 26,000 feet into the storm and into some of our coldest air in the atmosphere. Let's go to farther into south side. We've had some storms, especially around Martinsville getting going. There you see that just to the north and east of Martinsville. None of these are severe. In fact, there's not a ton of lightning with them, but I'll go ahead and give you guys a live look of Martinsville nonetheless. So there we go. Let's go ahead and pick that out, see what's developing from the New College Institute Skycam. Still seeing that rainbow there in Martinsville. We've seen that for quite some time as I'm having a hard time getting my act together, apparently. You dropped the clicker there, so but it looks like everything is going just fine. Allie, do we have any questions? It looks like Roanoke's out of the woods for severe weather. Yeah, I really haven't been impressed with our chances in the Roanoke Valley as far as severe weather is concerned, but we'll bring you kind of to a home view where you'll see there are some scattered downpours developing to your north. So you may get hit with a quick hitting downpour, but severe weather looks like it's going to be east of the Roanoke Valley. Danville doesn't look like we're seeing anything. You may see, again, this storm that's coming in from Martinsville. We'll go ahead and zoom in for you right there. Danville at one point was under the enhanced risk for severe weather, but it looks like things are thankfully cooperating right now, especially with all the cloud cover that you saw earlier. So here's Danville. Here's a few of those hit or miss downpours. Looks like it's going to go more toward Chatham and areas just north of the city of Danville. Anything else, Allie? Okay, so yeah, guys, if you're watching this live stream on our app or on Facebook, you can ask questions. And thankfully, we've got our digital guru, Allie, who's in my ear, and she's helping feed me with some of those questions that you guys are asking. Let's head into the Highlands once again, and we'll see some of these showers and storms on the Allegheny and Botetourt County lines. This looks to be right near Roaring Run and heading toward areas like Iron Gate. And I'll go ahead and stop the tape here because it looks like we're starting to see some of those pinks once again, an indication that these storms are growing pretty tall. In fact, we'll get a 3D view of that for you guys here and kind of see just how tall this one in particular, see how tall that one is growing for us and see if we can get a decent view. It doesn't look like it wants to play ball with it. There you go. You see that little notch right there, probably getting 20 to 30,000 feet vertically. So yeah, we're getting into a cold part of the atmosphere here. So that's an indication that this storm too, as it moves through parts of Botetourt County, the northern half of Botetourt County, it could actually turn pretty strong for us. So again, there's Hollins. Let's kind of zoom in a little bit more to this one. And you can see this is north of Fincastle, north of Haymaker Town. And this is probably going more toward Iron Gate as well. There's Buchanan, so we'll watch this one closely. It's probably moving to the north and east at about 20 miles per hour. But we'll reset the home view, and for those of you who are just tuning in, we're tracking a couple severe thunderstorm warnings as well, one of which is closer to areas like Lexington and actually moving to the northeast from there. So we'll pick out that storm first, and we'll see where exactly it's headed, moving to the north and east at about 20 miles per hour. So there's our severe thunderstorm. Worst of it is right about there, and you can see the warning is going to include Lexington, but I think the worst is over for you, and that's until about 8:15 as it moves to the north and east at about 20 miles per hour. So areas like Rafine, parts of northern or western Nelson County getting hit by this as well. That's your severe thunderstorm warning that's in effect until 8:15. We'll go ahead and take that off the screen for you, and then we'll back out the view a little bit more, and we'll head farther to the south, and this is where you see another severe thunderstorm, and the lightning here is just really quite impressive for us on this particular storm. We'll zoom back into that one, and this is, again, the southern half of Appomattox County, where you've seen probably more than 400 lightning strikes within the last little bit, but there's your severe thunderstorm warning. That's in effect until about 8:30. Shows Campbell County there, but I think Campbell County can be taken out of that because you see that the worst of it is off toward your north and east. It's again mostly in the southern half of Appomattox County, and this is moving more toward areas like Farmville. But ton of lightning there, probably have some power outages, maybe some hail as well. Something that, again, we've seen with some of our stronger storms over the course of the past few hours. So we'll take the warnings off for you again. Those are your two warnings in town. And there you see, again, all that lightning with that Appomattox storm. It is really quite impressive for us. The home view, we'll take you back to that. And we'll take the lightning tracker off for just a little bit. That way we can kind of declutter the image. But there you see just a few stray showers toward Martinsville. Nothing severe with those. A few very isolated pockets of heavy rain in the northern section of Craig County and heading into Botetourt County. What's up, Allie? Smith Mountain Lake, for the most part, does look clear. In fact, we'll zoom in for you, show you there's really nothing developing right now. Anything that we see through the rest of the evening is going to be pretty hit or miss. In fact, that's kind of a good opportunity for us to reset a little bit and talk about what's coming for the rest of the afternoon and evening. Before we do that, we'll share some pictures. This from Sandy and Amherst. Again, goes to show that once you get into the cold part of the storm, you could have some quarter-sized hail. That's what she had. Also a rainbow as the hail was falling in Amherst. And we also had multiple eyes on the road, especially the storm chaser was seeing some pretty nasty weather before. Lindsay and Nelson County had that very vibrant lightning strike, and Jasmine and Amherst had some quarter-sized hail as well. If you have any pictures, any reports, any videos, you can be part of the story, and we'll share your pictures and videos on 10 News at 11. Go to pin it on our weather app or WSLS.com/pins. Now let's talk about what's to come, and this is what radar will probably look like around 8 p.m. I don't think we're going to see that particular storm around Smith Mountain Lake. This is really more of just a representation of how scattered things are going to be, right? So it just kind of gives you an idea of the coverage, not the exact location. That's something that's kind of important to know with Future Tracker and with any kind of forecast data, is that it has its limitations, but it at least shows us the scatter scattered coverage of showers and storms up until about 10 p.m. 11 p.m. midnight, yeah, you may still have a few very isolated downpours, but heading into first thing tomorrow morning, looks as though things are going to be dry. And even tomorrow, we'll see some very isolated showers and storms. So for tonight, low to mid 60s. Tomorrow, low to mid 80s. Kind of typical for this time of year. A few hit or miss storms, but overall, not too bad. Wednesday's dry. Thursday's hotter and dry. So nice day to maybe go take the car for a wash. Friday, some storms developing later in the day and perhaps leading into Saturday as well. So you can kind of see very subtle dip in humidity Wednesday and Thursday. But as this front lifts to the north, we start to tap into the humidity a little bit more. And because that front is your lifting source, it's going to allow for that moisture to result in scattered showers and thunderstorms Friday evening and again heading into Saturday. But it looks as though we head into the later portion of the week and we'll see temperatures 85 to 90, low temperatures 65 to 70, and the daily shot for scattered showers and thunderstorms. Now, before we go, do want to kind of bring you back to the radar in case you are just joining us. These live streams, we have people kind of tuning in and out, which is why I repeat myself sometimes for those of you who are maybe staying a little bit longer, but certainly helps to go ahead and show you guys the storms that we are tracking, especially the one that is right there in southern Appomattox County. That does have a severe thunderstorm warning on it, and that one is in effect until about 8:30. So let's go ahead to that one. And there you see it's mostly south of Appomattox. In fact, I'll zoom in a little bit more so you guys can get a better image of what exactly we're seeing. So there's the town of Appomattox. We'll zoom out just a little bit. There you see 460 just to the east. Quite a bit of rain, maybe some hail where you see the pink. And this is moving east and out of our area at about 20 miles per hour. We have another storm that's been producing potential for some hail, and that has been around Lexington. So we'll take this button here and we'll take you into a highland view that we've preset. And there you see severe thunderstorm warning for the northern half of Rockbridge County. That's going to be until about 8:15 here. In fact, it may be allowed to expire a little bit early. So there's Lexington. The worst of this storm is to your north and east. Areas like Rafine probably seeing some very heavy rain, some vibrant lightning, some frequent lightning. But you do have more storms developing right around and just south of Interstate 64. In fact, that'll be the case for us heading into the western half of Botetourt County, the northern half of Craig County. Let me go ahead and take that warning off for you guys. My apologies for that. And so, yeah, you kind of see areas just to the north of Fincastle, to the north of Newcastle. These storms moving to the east and probably to the northeast a little bit. It'd probably help if I put a loop on for you for the past hour or so. And yeah, these are actually moving mostly east. So areas like Buchanan, areas near the James River, probably seeing a little bit of rain right now. You'll have some heavier rain moving towards you probably within the next 15 to 20 minutes or so. And there you see these cells kind of repeating one after another. This is what we call multi-cells because there's multiple of them. So nothing severe right now, but as we've seen over the past few hours, as these storms get close to, if not just east of Interstate 81, they can sometimes get a little strong. And we've had multiple reports of hail, especially in Amherst, Nelson counties. And I would be surprised if we didn't have some of those reports in areas like Lexington and in Rockbridge counties. Take into south side one last time. It looks like these showers that have been moving through Henry County into Pittsylvania County, they are weakening. The atmosphere has been worked over a little bit, so it doesn't look like we're going to see anything too crazy that way. You look off toward the west, still a few hit or miss storms developing, so we'll hold on to that potential up until about 10 or 11 p.m. tonight. But earlier today, severe thunderstorm watch was issued for the New River Valley, the Roanoke Valley. I didn't really show it much because, to be honest with you, I didn't really agree with where that watch was being placed. It looks like any severe weather potential through the rest of the evening, through the next 2 or 3 hours, that is going to be in areas near and to the east of the Roanoke Valley. So once again, if I were to kind of draw that for you guys, and pardon me because I'm not very good at drawing on this system, but I would say areas right there. See, I told you I wasn't very good at it, but just to the east of the Roanoke Valley, that's probably where we see a better chance of any kind of stronger thunderstorms. They're going to be scattered, much like they've been over the past little bit, but still just something that we need to be aware of here over the next few hours. Before we go, any other questions? breakdown of weather tomorrow. So let me kind of skip ahead a few graphics for you guys. And really tomorrow is going to be quite a quiet day. It is going to be just a little bit on the humid side, but future tracker, you can see that most any scattered storms are tonight. We'll head toward about 6 o'clock tomorrow morning. Most, if not all, of the area is going to be dry. We still have a disturbance to the north, and because we're warm and we've got just a little tinge of humidity out there, I can't rule out maybe an isolated shower or two. We've got our chances at about 30%. That would be anytime really after 11 a.m. or noon. Tomorrow, not going to be quite as hot as today. Roanoke hit 90 degrees again. We're going with a forecast high in the low to mid 80s. So overall, warm, just slightly humid, and really any kind of showers and storms, they're going to be very, very isolated, kind of random in location as well. So tomorrow's really a very typical summer day for you. So that's kind of your breakdown of Tuesday. Anything else? Awesome. Well, guys, thank you so much for tuning in with us here on Appcast. If we see the need to go on again, we'll alert you on these apps and on social media as to when we're going on. But for now, have a great rest of your Monday night. We'll be back with you guys for 10 News at 11. Take care now.